Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a film called Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse that shocked film studios worldwide and gave a good impression. It released on June 2nd of 2023, and it's a direct sequel to Into the Spider-Verse. This film was the film that got 6th place in terms of money made, and 2nd place for superhero films. This got a remarkable reviews, but did it earn the reviews it got? To put it simply, yes. But why? Why did I believe this? First, let's get a disclaimer. This review will spoil many titles. Many Hollywood titles, like Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, and Spider-Man 2 the Spider-Man 2 video game. You've been warned. Hollywood has taken on the tactic of making everything diverse for the reason of being diverse. Every character must be a diverse counterpart of someone else. The problem with this is that though these characters are diverse, they have no character traits. These diverse characters have no flaws and are perfect in every way and are incapable of doing wrong. In contrast, the white, straight male is always imperfect and can do anything right. They can never beat the villain. They must always give way for the female replacement, like for example in the show Hawkeye, but that's a topic to tackle for another time. Across the Spider-Verse is different on the other hand. Women are just as useful as men, and vice versa. Across the Spider-Verse gives the message that when men and women work together equally, they can actually work well. It works well. It's unbiased and it's fair. Peter Parker isn't just treated like a loser. He's given actual character development. Peter Parker is now a caring father who wants what's best for his daughter, as opposed to a certain video game that just wants to shove him aside. Spider-Man 2 decided to classify Peter as a man who needs to pass on his mantle. He needs to pass on his mantle to a younger and better person. This person comes in the form of Miles Morales. Only this makes zero sense. Spider-Man in this game is only 28. He has no reason to be passing on a mantle. Miles in Spider-Man 2 is known as being perfect and incapable of doing wrong. Miles even gets to fight the final boss, which would have been fine if he actually knew who Harry Osborn was on an emotional level. Like if he was Harry Osborn's best friend, like Peter is. Only Miles never actually meets Harry. Peter should be the one to finish the game. Across the Spider-Verse, Peter gets to connect with Miles on an emotional level. Miles is what inspires him to is said in the film that Miles is what inspires him to have a baby and to get back with MJ. That he hopes that he can have a son or a daughter that ends up like him. Even if this was just him buying time from Miguel to capture him, and maybe it wasn't, who knows? Maybe he was actually having a genuine conversation and it was just Miguel being smart. I feel there was some truth to what he was saying. But what about Gwen? Did her character work well? Unlike in most Disney Plus Marvel shows, she's equal to Miles in terms of skill. She isn't an expert at being Spider-Man, and neither is Miles. She has flaws. Flaws that end up haunting her for the rest of the story. Her choices have consequences. Consequences that influence the rest of the story. Without revealing her identity to her dad, she doesn't go to the Spider Society. If she doesn't go to the Spider Society, we don't get her heading to Miles' dimension. Without her going to the dimension, someone else will probably hunt the spot, resulting in the end of the film. This isn't her story. Sony knows this, so she's given plenty of character development, but keeps Miles keeps Miles in frame. Another core part about Gwen is her relationship with Miles. It feels real. It feels good. Miles honestly seems to love Gwen, and she honestly seems to love him. But she hides it because she doesn't want to hurt Miles, because deep down, she knows she can't stay for that long. She doesn't want to give him hope, only to break his heart. She would feel extremely guilty if she got Miles emotionally hurt, because deep down she loves him a million times more than she ever loves her Dimensions Peter. This is a natural relationship, and it's refreshing to considering most superhero relationships feel hollow, especially in the MCU. What about the villains? Spot is classified as being bad at socializing, loving holes, and he blames Spider-Man for the condition, and someone who doesn't want to be known as a villain of the week. He wants to be looked up to, and his first attempt to do so is to target the person he blames for ruining his life. It makes sense, kind of. But what about Miguel, the other villain? Miguel's kind of villain. He is right in some sort of sense, but that, again, is a topic that we tackled in a later video. Miguel is classified as someone who will do whatever it takes to save lives. But in order to do that, he has to do some bad things. He doesn't want to do bad stuff, but he sees it as the only way. This villain also does some smart things. When Miles decides to leave the facility, instead of just going after him, he calls in the Spider Society to help him. Usually, modern day cinema would have him go after him on his own, because Miles would taunt him or something like that. Yeah, that's usually what modern day cinema would do, which is not good, but thankfully, since he's smart, he calls in his Spider Society, which is a nice connection to Miles, because Miles is a smart hero, fighting a smart villain, which is what we need. You can't just beat the tar out of Miguel, he has to outsmart him by making some dicey decisions. Miles has to bring out all the spiders out of the city, giving them the opportunity to escape. The film also tackles some family drama that Miles has. Miles wants to make his parents proud by doing well in school, but it's difficult to do well in school while also being Spider-Man. He also wants to let his father know how proud he is that he got a promotion as a police captain. I mean, the father got a promotion. The son wants to let him know how proud. That my word choice might not be so good in that sentence, I understand. But later in the film, he learns that every single person that is a police captain that knows a spider person is ready to die to motivate that spider person to keep fighting. This makes him turn against the society, fighting for old friends like Penny Parker, which was a character from the last film, and making him turn against Miguel. It's the main it drives the plot twists of the film. But Miles is the only character of family drama. Gwen has a messed up relationship with her father. Officer Stacy believes that Spider-Woman killed Peter Parker, so he stops at nothing to detain her, only to learn that Spider-Woman is his daughter. He's shocked, and his instinctive reaction is to try to arrest her. So Gwen turns to Miguel for help. Then at the end of the film, Gwen has one final chat with her dad when she's sent back to her own universe. Her dad inspires Gwen to keep fighting, to keep helping Miles, and that she should do what she believes is right. Is right. Sorry, I swear I got the biggest voice stroke of all time. This entire time she fears for her job. She fears for her father's life because he's supposed to be captain. Only for her to learn that he quit his job, which saves his life. Gwen's father encourages her to be with Miles, getting her back on Miles' side. In the end, her love for Miles will always win out. That is one of the great things about this story. It does messages like that about love always winning. This film has plenty of themes that we could all learn something from. One of these themes is to keep fighting for what you love. This is mainly shown by the lenses of Gwen, by her fighting for her love of Miles. I know I've already mentioned this, but it's good enough that I want to keep mentioning. This is also shown by Peter and Miles. Peter fights for his family because he loves them more than anything. He fights so that his daughter has a better world to live in when he's gone. Miles fights to protect what he loves in the form of his father. He wants to save his father's life. The whole twist is based on this fact, like I said before. Another theme is that you can't win by yourself. In order to win, you need help with others. When Miguel fought the Vulture in the beginning, he needed to call in the support of Spider-Woman so that he could win. When Miles tried to escape the facility on his own, everything went well until he got stuck in the wrong dimension, where he needs help to escape the thing he has put in on his own. He gave himself a trap, and now he needs help to get himself out of it. Miles couldn't just drain the electricity to stop Spot on his own. He needed knowledge given to him from Spider-Punk. Gwen can't beat Miguel's forces on her own. She needs a spider team to help. And that's kind of what the Cool To Be Continued was left on. This film is jam-packed with themes that could take up an entire video. But what's important is that this film has wholesome scenes that is unrivaled in most modern-day media, especially compared to Marvel. This film gets a 9 out of 10 for great writing, compelling messages, and remarkable relationships. The film isn't perfect. I think Peter should have gotten more character work and development, considering he was a leading character in the previous film. But this film also has one of the best horror relationships that I've ever witnessed. This film makes me think the relationship between Miles and Gwen is genuine. I felt as if Miles missed Gwen to the point where I'm shocked suicide wasn't something he was considering. When the two of them reunite after a long time, I feel as if it's a reunion between two people that have a relationship that makes them more than friends. This film is perfect pacing. When you're about to feel as if things are finally too slow, the plot speeds up. It doesn't overstay its welcome, clocking into 2 hours and 20 minutes of runtime. This film is amazing, and I highly recommend you watch it, even if you don't enjoy superhero content. Even those who always hate superhero films will find something to enjoy in this one, because it's more than just your average superhero film. That's my opinion on this film. That's my hot take. It's amazing. It's worth watching, but it isn't perfect. If you want my opinion, there you go. It's worth more than most modern day media. Anyways, goodbye for now. And if you could hit the like button and maybe even while you're there subscribe, that would be great. Goodbye.